Why is this nowhere to be seen in the mainstream press? This was yesterday at a pro-Palestine protest in Leeds, where a police van was set on fire and then a man stood on top of a police van holding the Quran whilst watching the van go up in flames. This is insane to even think that this is in Great Britain. This is not somewhere in the Middle East, this is in Great Britain. We've got police vans being set on fire whilst a guy just stands on top holding the Quran, proud of what has just happened. This is absolutely insane, and look how big that fire is. That is huge. Why isn't this anywhere in the press? The only place that I can find this in the press is in the Yorkshire Evening Post. But this should be huge news. Clearly selective coverage going on. Absolutely shocking video there. Let's take a look at the few sparse details we've got in the Yorkshire Evening Post. They say there was a huge emergency services response in Leeds city centre after a police van was set on fire. Here's one photo we've got of after this took place, and all of the police were down there. Quite a big police presence. Cavalier Street, which connects the Hedrew and forgive me if I've pronounced that wrong, and Great George Street was cordoned off by police this afternoon, Saturday, after a police van was set on fire during a pro-Palestine demonstration at 2:33 p.m. And I did question, why isn't this in the mainstream press? Is this fake news? Is it being made up? But now West Yorkshire Police have confirmed what has happened. So I'm not making this up. West Yorkshire Police have confirmed that a police van was set on fire by a protester during a pro-Palestine demonstration in the city centre at 2:33 p.m. The officer on duty said emergency services attended the scene, the fire was extinguished, and the man who was standing on top of the vehicle was arrested on suspicion of arson. There are no injuries. And I do wonder, there's this huge fire going on, right? Yet they allowed this man to just be stood there willy-nilly talking about the Quran, holding up the Quran. Is he doing this in the name of Allah? Okay, is this some sort of minor terror incident or something? Right? Why wasn't he arrested immediately? Why is he still stood there on that van for ages? The police are all there. There's huge smoke and fire, very dangerous by the way. Somebody could have got killed. And where is the fast response? Where is the fast response? Is it because he's holding a Quran that suddenly that makes him invincible and they're scared to touch him? Does the police think they'll be sued for some sort of hate crime, some sort of religious hate crime? Why is he still stood there? I mean, this is actually beyond belief. And why is this not in the mainstream press? This to me seems like a huge story that's just being completely untouched. How is this happening on the streets of Britain? How have we got people stood on police vans, holding up a Quran, watching another police van just go up in flames? Okay, why are we allowing this on the streets of Britain? These pro-Palestine protests, they go on every single Saturday and they seem to get more and more bonkers as it goes. Also, another story from last night. So of course we had the horrific mass stabbing happen on that train that pulled into Huntingdon station. Absolutely horrible, and that dominated the news. But there was something else that appeared to happen in Faversham on the same evening that didn't quite make the news. But this video has been going all over Twitter. So it's titled, "A man making threats with a knife is arrested by armed police in Faversham, UK." So you can see really fast response, guys on the ground, police shouting and screaming at him. It's like they're holding a gun at him, saying do not move, trying to get him to drop the weapon. Lorry driver's just trying to make his delivery, sneaking past. What is going on? More armed police running over, trying to get this guy under control. So this is reportedly in Faversham at around 8:30 p.m. last night. Again, not in the mainstream press, but this video has been spreading all over Twitter, and what we are hearing is that this guy was threatening a mass stabbing. So we nearly, potentially, of course, as I said, it's not in the mainstream press, so I can't confirm these details. I'm just telling you what I've seen on Twitter from the various people that shared these videos. We're hearing that he was shouting Allahu Akbar, and he was threatening a mass stabbing. So I mean, it's possible they could have been linked, could have been coordinated. We don't know. The police will do their investigations, and we will find out. But I'm just really surprised that we haven't seen this in the press at all. If it is the case that we had 2 attempted mass stabbings yesterday, one on a train, and then another one in Faversham at a similar time, I think that's absolutely horrifying. But just thank God. It sounds like the police, they were right there, very fast to act, and they were able to get this guy under control before he stabbed anybody. And apparently this was at what's called a Breeze Meadow residence in Faversham. So scary stuff. So a couple of big stories there that really just didn't appear in the mainstream press yesterday that I think should have done. But that is what YouTube is for, ladies and gents, so we can bring you the things that get left out. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss out on anything that the mainstream media doesn't cover that we will be covering here at Reason. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Chloe Dobbs.